Ladies and gentlemen, Steelers Nation, what a day.
What a day it's been, man. Fucking chaotic.
Absolutely chaotic has today been, man.
Throughout the entire NFL, but especially for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Coming to the deadline, the trade deadline today, not a lot of us were anticipating much.
No, us included.
Not trading anybody. Not trading for anybody.
But we absolutely made some moves today. Omar Khan is showing you, hey, we still may be the Steelers, barely, but it's a new front office, and I'm here to make some moves. And today he absolutely did. What is going on in the chat? How you guys feeling after today's moves, man? After today's trades? 2 trades the Steelers made today. Unfortunately, Matt Canada is still our offensive coordinator as we speak. I don't know why. I appreciate change. I appreciate the moves that they made from a roster aspect. But since the trade deadline is officially, now, I think the changes now have to go towards the coaching staff.
Yeah, it's not like our offense is 32nd ranked in the NFL.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You know, most teams already make moves by now to the coaching staff. But we'll discuss the trades they made today, which the biggest one, without a doubt, there was rumors for days. There was rumors for weeks that
for months
that Chase Claypool was on the trade block, that Steelers were listening to offers, and that teams like the Packers and, of course, the Bears and other wide receiver needy teams were interested. And it happened. I didn't think it was going to happen because I didn't think we were able to get a lot. Thus, we actually did. And I have no clue how. I guess desperation, seeing how the Packers offered, what was it, a third and a
second. The Packers.
The Packers.
The Packers originally offered a second-round pick for Chase Claypool because we know what's going on with Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
But the Bears, the Chicago Bears, they're like, man, no, fuck that, Aaron Rodgers. You put us through so much torture, so much torment for how many goddamn years?
So
enough of that crap.
So they won up their rival, and Omar Khan's like, well, the Bears are going to have the quicker pick. They're going to have the earlier pick. Why not? And honestly, as we stand right now, if the draft was, for example, tomorrow, we would have, I think the 35th overall pick, along with what pick we're going to have in the first round and our original second rounder. Today, Chase Claypool was traded to the Chicago Bears for a second-round pick. That's it. We just got a second-round pick for Chase Claypool. I don't know how that happened. I guess teams are that desperate for wide receiver.
I did not think this was going to happen whatsoever.
And honestly, a trade like that, an offer like that, is impossible to just pass on when you look at the player that Chase Claypool is. First thing first, I want to thank Chase Claypool for what he did in the black and gold. Specifically, everything he did in his rookie year, because let's be honest, ever since his rookie year, he hasn't been big play Clay, as I wear this shirt, I suppose, one last time.
Yeah, he wasn't really half of the rookie that he was in his rookie season.
Not even close.
But he's still young. He has matured up a little bit, and he definitely showcased within the last few weeks of his Steeler career.
Yes. He
was getting a bit better. You know, he's more effective on the offense. You know, he was catching passes almost every pass on his way he was catching it.
At least the past couple weeks. You know, that Bucks game was his best game since his rookie year.
But now he's a Chicago Bear. He will not be catching passes from Justin Fields.
Right. So Chase Claypool is no longer a Steeler, and he is going to the Bears. He's going from one north to the other north, just different conferences. Good for Claypool. Thank you for everything. But, you know, when a trade like that is offered, you're not going to say no.
No. I mean, dude, at most, you know, I didn't anticipate Claypool going anywhere to begin with, but if he was, I anticipated him at most a fourth rounder.
Exactly, but we got an early second rounder, which is equivalent to a late first. Omar Khan strikes again and steals a second rounder from the Bears for Chase Claypool.
This is a great deal for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
It is, and we got to talk about the impact that this leaves us from a roster aspect, which I don't think is that much of an impact, if I'm going to be honest with you. Like I said, Claypool hasn't been his rookie self in years. Outside of the Bucks game, honestly. He's looked better, but He hasn't been the wide receiver we've been wanting to see. Now, granted, again, some of that was underutilized, but he's also been clumsy the past couple weeks and years. Miscommunication. He trips over his routes. He's still very inconsistent with pretty much everything. He has this big body, right? 6'4", 236. Plays like he's 5'8", 140. That's the problem. And honestly, we weren't going to keep Chase Claypool after his rookie contract. Let's be honest.
No.
So the fact that we got a second out of him,
dude, we literally got a return in our investments,
right,
on Chase Claypool.
Now, who replaces Chase Claypool? Probably Steven Sims, maybe Miles Boykin. But the good thing about this is it's more targets for Pat Freiermuth. It's more targets for Jalen Warren, who I think those two guys are going to really fill in for Claypool's loss. More targets for Pickens. We know we need to get him involved more.
Yeah.
Deontay Johnson, more targets for him. We still have guys that we can use to replace the loss of Chase Claypool, which isn't going to be that big of a loss.
No. If Claypool's gone now, it's not really going to harm the offense that much. It's not really going to hurt him. We still got weapons. And I think it shows with Claypool being traded, it shows the confidence that Steelers have in George Pickens.
Yep.
And when it comes to Pickett and Pat Freiermuth is Pickett's security blanket for the most part.
Yes.
And you got to utilize Pat Freiermuth even more.
Because every time the ball is thrown towards Pickens or Muth, good things happen.
And Deontay's Deontay, when he wants to show up.
Right. Claypool, I can't really say much about him, man. We praised him the last couple of weeks of upgrading, but I suppose those really helped increase his trade value, and we got a second out of him, which, again, is a huge steal. Props to Omar Khan for doing that and just somehow getting that much out of Claypool, man. We got more out of Claypool than we did AB when we traded him. Think about that for a second.
Yeah, honestly.
The NFL is weird when it comes to trades, man, and trade value. But we got a second out of Claypool, and he's gone, man. So
it's a great deal for the Pittsburgh Steelers and Chase Claypool. Best of luck to you in Chicago.
Right. Go be big play Clay with Justin Fields. But your days in Pittsburgh as of now are over, and again, thank you for everything. But it's time to move on, man. Business is business. And Steelers did hella good business right here by getting what they got for him. And I don't think it will be that much of a loss for the offensive side of the football.
No.
We got guys we can replace him with. And it's unfortunate Calvin Austin is on IR for the rest of the year. He's not going to play. Otherwise, I think this trade would be a little bit more sweet to see what Austin would do in the slot. But that's going to have to wait till next year. But nonetheless, we still got guys to fill in.
Yeah. And that second-round pick, it's actually the Bears. I don't want to forget to mention this. It's the Bears' original second-round pick, not the one that they acquired from the Ravens from Roquan Smith when the Bears traded away Roquan Smith.
Right.
So it's their original second-round selection.
Yep, it's their original.
It's the earlier pick.
Yep.
It makes it that much sweeter.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. That wasn't the only trade they made. They traded away Chase Claypool to the Bears. He's in Chicago now. That was not the only trade that they made. In fact, they made a trade for the defensive side of the football, and one of the most needed positions that we needed to pick up was a cornerback. And some of you guys in the chat have been talking about it for a couple weeks now, especially during the live stream we did, the Eagles game, where you guys were talking about the guy and bringing him up. I wasn't more so a fan because, one, his age, two, the contract he has, which we'll get into, but also he hasn't done well in Washington. Now, that may be due to a scheme fit. He has experience and history with Terrell Austin back in his Cincinnati days, but obviously the Steelers were very high on this guy in the 2016 draft. Unfortunately, he was stolen from us one pick before, and we settled for he who shall not be named at 25. But finally, William Jackson III has been traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he is an immediate upgrade over Ahkello Witherspoon, no doubt. Now, I'm still going to listen. I'm still going to hold my breath on this. I'm not going to say this is a brilliant trade. This is a great trade. This is a money-making trade. This is the best cornerback we have on the roster. He might be. I have no clue. Because honestly,
I'd argue it's Cam Sutton.
That's a good point.
I'd argue it's Cam Sutton. Nonetheless, go on.
But what I'm saying is he did not look good in Washington. Again, that might be a scheme fit, and he requested a trade because of those reasons. He wasn't feeling it. And in fact, I think I read somewhere that the ultimate decision to trade William Jackson was more so his decision on his preferred spots.
And this is a place that he wanted to come to. He wanted to be. And he got what he wanted.
He did, man. And in fact, it's not that bad of a trade, honestly, because here's some negatives with him. He's 30, which is not a good age for a corner. He has a big cap hit, but again, we'll get into that. And he hasn't done well. But the positives are he's an upgrade in my book. I don't know how much of an upgrade, which is why I'm holding my breath a little bit. He's an upgrade for sure over Witherspoon. He has experience with Terrell Austin, our defensive coordinator from his days with Cincinnati. And also, it didn't cost us that much to trade him.
No, this is a very low risk, potentially high reward type of deal for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Because we traded a conditional, what was it? A conditional 2025
6th-round pick to acquire William Jackson from the Commanders and a conditional 2025 7th-round selection.
Right. So we got William Jackson and an extra 7th for 2025's draft, but trading just our 2025 6th. So low risk, high reward potentially. Now let's get into his cap hit a little bit because this was my concern with him.
Yeah, because back in 2021.
Yeah.
He signed a 3-year, $40 million deal with what was at the time the football team until they turned to the Commanders.
Right.
And he hasn't really lived up to that sort of deal. He hasn't been proving his worth at the moment.
No, in fact, he's one of the low figures of that underwhelming Commanders defense.
And it also doesn't help that week 5 early this year, he was actually benched.
He was. For reasons why, I don't know. He might not just be a good football player no more. He might have just snagged the bag and dipped with his performance. It might just be a scheme problem. I don't know. I see him more as a man-to-man guy, and I know he has experience with Terrell Austin, but Austin doesn't play a lot of man-to-man, unfortunately.
No, he doesn't.
So I don't know how well of a scheme fit it is from Washington to here. The only thing we have to hold on to is that history. But as you see with the cap hit, the Steelers will get a $3.1 million look at William Jackson for the remainder of 2022. That's how much we're paying him for the remainder of the season. Then they hold a $12.75 million option for 2023, for which they'll have to decide by March 17th next year when a 2.5 roster bonus is due. So we could cut ties with him and get minimal loss. So again, low risk, high reward is this trade. So my concern for the cap reasons isn't that much of a concern anymore. It's all about how can this guy provide on the football field.
Yeah, right. Now, I understand why the Steelers traded for a cornerback, and by God,
we needed one.
Akella Witherspoon got torched.
I'm telling you.
As a matter of fact, he's been getting torched week in and week out since the start of the season, actually.
I'm going to tell you this. I could not live one extra game with Witherspoon starting and Pierre as his backup. I respect Pierre. I like what he's done. He's one of our better backups, but he's good as a fill-in. He's not as a remaining starter.
No.
He was not going to start the rest of the season. You're not going to have him start the rest of the season. The Steelers needed to make a trade, and with our options at the moment, I suppose this was our best option.
Right, considering William Jackson wanted to be traded, and he was basically the most popular name at that position. Right. And what we traded away, I don't mind that. It's late round cap. It's whatever. And Steelers, when it comes to draft time, they never do anything with late round picks anyway. So it's whatever to me. I'm fine with that. It's my worry about William Jackson is he just turned 30. He's a young 30, but he's 30, and when it comes to cornerbacks 30 or older, it's a downward spiral.
It is.
From that point on. He was benched in week 5, and I've seen some tape on him, recently.
It's not good.
It's not pretty. It's not that great.
That's why I'm holding my breath on this.
Now, he shows flashes. He shows those flashes that he had back in college when, and I want to give a shout out to Steel Jedi.
Yes.
He got us on the William Jackson hype train in 2016.
He got everybody on the William Jackson hype train, man. You couldn't convince him otherwise that anyone else was going to be the pick at 25.
Only for Cincinnati to steal the
Only for Cincinnati to steal him, but finally, the Steelers ultimately got William Jackson into black and gold. It took 6 years, but it happened.
But William Jackson shows flashes, but the inconsistencies there at corner still worry me, as well as his lingering injuries that he sustained throughout his career.
Yeah.
His rookie year in 2016, he didn't play. He suffered a season-ending injury, was out all year. Throughout his tenure with the Bengals, he was riddled with injuries. And I think earlier this year for the Commanders, I think he said something along the lines, I think it was after he got benched, that he has a bulging disc in his back.
William Jackson?
Yes.
He has a back injury?
Yes. And it's apparently, according to him, it's a bulging disc.
And I'm just now hearing about this?
Yeah. Well, I've known about it for weeks.
I didn't know about it.
I've known about it. I thought I told you.
If you did one ear out the other, I'm
sorry.
Well,
now you know.
He has, okay.
and that's a bit of a concern to me. And
now, Steelers had to have done their research on that.
Well, of course, they had to. I mean, especially Omar Khan and our assistant general manager, Andy Weidl, yeah, that's his name.
I think that's how you pronounce his name.
I'll just say Andy W. Our first ever assistant general manager in team history.
Right.
The injuries with cornerback are still a concern to me because, even when we had Joe Hayden in here, the injuries were still a concern when he first came in, and those started to show up when he got older, and it's still happening with Ahkello Witherspoon and Levi Wallace and with other players, back in the day.
Yeah.
Those still worry me. But I don't deny that William Jackson has the upside. He has the potential. He does have flashes.
Again,
it's just the injury, the riddled injuries that he sustained throughout his career, his age, they worry me a little bit.
Right, which is why, again, we're holding our breath on this.
But we did need to make a move at corner, and I'm glad that we did. And William Jackson is a very familiar name when it comes to Mike Tomlin and the Steelers. They won it back in 2016. We all know what happened. We mentioned it twice.
Even Cardinal Lake, right, our DB coach that year, for a number of years actually, said he actually confirmed that, hey, if he was there at 25, he would have been the pick. But now he's in the black and gold. It took a little longer, but he's a Steeler now.
Yes, he is.
And again, he's an upgrade, but there are some concerns which make us hold our breath on this. But it's a low-risk, high reward. All we traded was some late-round cap. So it doesn't hurt.
It don't.
And honestly, it seemed like William Jackson, all he could have used was a change of scenery. Of course, the culture in Washington sucks. The scheming over there sucks. I'm not saying ours is better, but at least he has that connection with Austin, and he has all the playmaking players around him to help him out.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of if he can step up to the plate and the injuries don't bug him out.
And prove his worth at the same time.
So again, this honestly, there's no loss for this trade. No loss whatsoever. He sucks, you dip him, you get minimal loss. He's good, you can keep him, extend him. I don't know how long with his age, but
yeah.
Again, we traded pretty much nothing for him, so there you go. And he's an upgrade. How much of an upgrade? I don't know. But we'll see.
It can't be worse than Ahkello. I hope not.
No.
I hope not.
Right.
Based off the film I saw, I hope not.
No. Absolutely not.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But those are the moves that happened with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They trade away Chase Claypool to the Chicago Bears for a 2023 second-round pick, and they acquire William Jackson III from the Commanders by trading away a 2025 sixth-round selection and acquiring William Jackson III as well as a 2025 seventh-round selection.
So there you have it,
Steelers made moves.
Omar Khan strikes again. We get a second for Claypool, which is a steal, and we trade for William Jackson, which pretty much has zero risk at it. So there you go. There you go.
I'm glad the Steelers made moves. I really am.
Unfortunately, there was no move at offensive line. I was hoping that if they made a trade, it would have been at least at offensive line. They did not do that. Nor did I anticipate them to do that. I didn't anticipate them to do anything, so this all surprises me.
Yeah.
Surprises a lot of us. But no move for offensive line. Now, I know the options there were a little rough as well, or there were pretty much no options whatsoever, but I suppose when we talk about offensive line and improving, that's going to have to wait till the draft. Who knows? Maybe the second-round pick that we traded, that we got from Claypool, maybe that goes to the offensive line. Maybe he uses that to trade up or to trade back. See, we're already seeing differences from Omar Khan compared to Kevin Colbert in previous years.
Yep.
When the trade deadline came around, Colbert was sleeping throughout the whole time. He had his phone on mute. He was sleeping, doing nothing.
Yeah, it was doing absolutely nothing. That was always the trend with Kevin Colbert.
Omar Khan, he traded away Chase. He traded for William Jackson. And it's not the first time he's making moves.
And not to mention everything that happened after the draft when Colbert officially retired and Khan was promoted to GM.
Yeah, he brought in Ogunjobi. He extended Minka, Boswell, and Deontay before the preseason even started.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So it goes to show, in middle of the season, started the Steelers bye week, trades away Claypool for a second and acquires William Jackson for cornerback help. This man's not playing around.
No, and this guy is here to give us a different type of, excitement when it comes to the offseason, which obviously it's not the offseason now, but it's going to be one interesting one with Khan, which will be his first offseason as GM, his first draft as GM. So we'll see what he does with the picks that he acquired today.
As well as with Andy Weidl.
Yes, who has a great history of just not only building and scouting guys, but certain areas like O-line. So we'll see what they do in the future, man. But I like what they did today. We're not gonna cry, or we're not gonna be like, oh no, why did we trade Claypool? That's never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. And with William Jackson, again, No risk at all with the trade. So, very solid moves by Omar Khan, man. I really like it. And
if I had to give it a grade, I'd give it an A.
An A?
Honestly, I give it an A.
An A?
Well, as a matter of fact, no, let me retract. I'll save it till after the draft.
You're going to have to.
As of now, it's a B-.
Okay.
It's a B-.
Okay.
After the draft, maybe it raises, maybe it lowers. We'll see.
I'm not going to grade anything because, like you said, we're going to wait till after the draft to see who we replace him with.
All right, then.
Or not replace him, but see who we got out of Chase.
Yeah.
That's going to be the exciting part, man.
I mean, Chase is easily replaceable. We're the Steelers.
Right.
At wide receiver.
We already have our replacement. He's on IR.
Yeah.
I truly believe that.
And that's for next season, obviously.
Right. But outside of that, man, that is the trade moves. I see a lot of you guys talking about it in the chat. We were bringing it up during the game versus the Eagles. After the game, we even did a little short on it, which got mixed reviews, mixed reactions. I tossed it out there. Why not listen to offers for Najee Harris with the news of Jeff Wilson and Christian McCaffrey and Alvin Kamara and even I think Chase Edmonds today, right?
Yeah, he got traded in the Bradley Chubb trade to Miami.
God, my Miami.
Today was a crazy day.
Today was absolutely chaotic.
Come 2:00 Eastern Standard Time, everything literally exploded on Twitter.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't hear about all of it until like my lunch break at work, so this is why we're doing this late.
Yeah.
Long day and
new scheduling for our job.
Right,
so.
But of course the content don't stop, man.
No, it don't. No, it does not.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Fins up, baby. We got some Eagles and Dolphins fans in here. Well, there you have it. Two of the best teams in their respective conferences, arguably.
Well,
right
congrats to both you two teams on your success and beating us. You know,
yeah.
It's whatever. I anticipated losing to both you teams, so it's whatever.
Right.
It don't bother me one bit.
But yeah, Poker Joker 16 says Jordan Addison to Pittsburgh. I'd love that.
Yeah.
Well, I would love that.
I get the fantasy. I really do.
But I don't think it's going to happen.
And I don't think it's really, to be honest, it's not necessary. Because we got other... Listen, I'd like it to happen. Don't get me wrong. But we got other positions we got to worry about.
Yes.
We got much more important positions to consider.
Right.
Like cornerback still maybe. And offensive tackle. You could argue defensive line and linebacker.
Also, Steelers just don't draft USC guys very often. Granted, they already know the kid from his Pitt days. He transferred from USC, but nonetheless.
Yeah.
Jordan Addison, pairing him back with Kenny Pickett would be great, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think they're going to worry about receiver in the first round. Yeah, back on the Najee Harris talk, man. I tossed it out there. We tossed it out there. Even did a short on it. It didn't happen today. Not saying it's going to happen ever, but, Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren, man. I want to get into a little discussion here.
Okay, go on.
And
well, let me just start off. There's quite a difference this season.
Quite a difference.
There's actually a big difference this season. When it comes to Jaylen Warren, who's an undrafted rookie that fought his way, earned his way, busted his ass to get on the 53-man roster, and Najee Harris, who was a first-round selection last year. Pretty much, Najee hasn't been that great.
No,
obviously. The first half of the season, Najee has not been the first-rounder or the player that he was last season.
Which is why, again, we tossed out the option of possibly listing the offers for him. We knew it wasn't going to happen. We just tossed out the idea. And just giving the rock to Jaylen Warren, which I already think we should just do anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not saying completely bench Najee or just don't play him ever again. I just play Warren more. He's the better back. He's
more when it comes to carries. Kind of similar to Dallas with Elliott and Pollard. Pollard usually gets this split carries with Elliott and stuff like that, but Pollard's the more effective runner for Dallas.
Right.
And I think he showcased that a lot when he started last week against the Bears. I'm not saying Warren's going to start. You could still start Najee, but it wouldn't hurt to give Warren or have Warren run the ball more than Najee.
Agreed.
And you can have Najee in there when it comes to maybe some blocking scenarios or if he has to go out there as a receiving back, stuff like that. There's still ways to utilize Najee, but when it comes to running the ball, Jaylen's the better guy to go with as of right now.
He's the guy that needs to take the rock. He's the guy that needs to get most of the carries at least. 50-50 split, but get most of the carries to Warren, get us down the field, get us to run the ball and drain the clock and open up the offense a little bit because he's doing that more so than Najee is.
Yeah.
Najee still has his issues in the running game, even in the receiving game, and also in pass pro.
Yeah.
Warren's arguably better at everything right now, at least for this season.
Yeah, and when it comes to running the ball, I think Warren's, style just fits more the Steelers'
Well,
mold.
I look at Najee, right? I look at Najee in the way he runs, and he's just stumbling and dancing and bouncing around.
Yeah, he's more of a west and east type of back.
While Jaylen Warren, man, the second he gets the ball, he shoots through that damn gap.
Yeah, he's a north-south type of back.
He just hits that hole, man, real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he has burst and power that fits the nature.
I mean,
of the Steelers running back.
he said it after the Eagles game. That's how I was taught to play football. That's my style. I'm just a north-south guy. Whatever's in my way, it's going with me.
Right.
I'm taking it.
That's the mentality I want when it comes to running the football.
And that's always been the way for Steelers running backs, honestly.
Yeah. I'm not trying to watch Dancing with the Stars, man. I'm trying to watch someone run somebody over.
Yeah.
That's the way we've always won football. That's the way we've always played football. And Warren plays like a Steeler. He looks like a Steeler. He plays like a Steeler. He runs like a Steeler. Acts like a Steeler. He's better than Najee right now. So, honestly, in my book, I'm playing him over Najee.
And don't get us wrong. We're not hating on Najee.
No.
We don't dislike Najee. We love Najee. We love the player. We love the potential that we know for a fact he still has.
I bought his rookie jersey.
We both did. I got 2 of them. One of them I didn't even buy.
I never buy rookie jerseys, man. But it's just simple, man. You got to play the guy that's playing better. And it doesn't matter who it is or what position it is. Play the guy that's playing better. Otherwise, you're
playing conservative at
You
that
are.
point. You're doing what Mike Tomlin's doing.
right.
Playing conservative. And for the second half of the season, I'm not anticipating much change. I'm not anticipating a lot, but as of this point, play the guys that are playing more effective and see, what they can do.
Agreed. So, I mean, I know the run blocking sucks. I know the O-line is still incredibly mediocre, and that might even be being generous, to be real with you. But it's just a style of the way they play, man. You just watch. Like, you got to actually watch the game to understand the difference from these guys.
Yeah.
It's just Warren's the better back right now and needs the more. He needs more carries. Simple as that.
He needs more playing time. He needs more carries. Give that man some more action.
Simple as that, man. And before we get on out here, man, it's almost 8 o'clock. Before we get out here, we just have to talk about it one more time. I'm sorry, we just have to because I know we're talking into no void. I know it's probably not going to happen because we're talking about Mike Tomlin taking up any action or doing any action to the coaching staff, but we can't stress it enough. Fire Matt Canada. For the love of God, why in the world is he still a Steelers offensive coordinator? Why? We made changes to the team with Claypool gone, William Jackson in. Now it's time to focus on the coaching staff. Get that bald-headed, bum, lousy son of a bitch out of Pittsburgh. For the love of God. Swear jar.
Nah, he needs to go, man. Throughout the week, I've seen other teams, right? Just as bad as us. As a matter of fact, no, they're slightly better than us because we are the worst team in the NFL, but still. I'm seeing the Lions fired their defensive back coach because their secondary is all full.
Dude,
and this morning, the Colts fired their offensive coordinator. Although people the Colts. Although people are saying, he's just a scapegoat for Frank Reich or whatever.
Arguably. Which, by the way...
But, Matt Canada, I don't believe it is a scapegoat. I think he's a fucking problem.
He has led this offense to dead last. Any other team in the NFL right now would have already fired him. In fact, he wouldn't even been coaching for him this year. He would have been fired. But no,
he would have been gone.
Let's keep him going. Let's keep him charging with the offense. And it's ranked dead last heading into the bye week.
So you got all these other coaches, man.
Why
making moves, trying to progress, trying to do better with their rebuild process. Yeah, here we are, still conservative, conditioned, while our offensive ranking in literally every category, just look it up, is 32nd.
Dead last. So why does he still have a job? I don't understand it.
And yes, we're not anticipating a firing. We're anticipating him to literally go after the season's over. And that's probably one we're going to have to celebrate.
Right.
But Jesus Christ, why wait?
No change is going to happen for the offense until he goes.
What's the point of waiting?
We know that the offense is a collective mess. The run game sucks. We have a second-year running back that's not getting anything going and having an undrafted rookie play better than him at this point. Our receivers are inconsistent. Our offensive line is still terrible. Our quarterbacks are still growing, or quarterback. I understand it's still a collective mess, but until Canada goes, this offense can't be free.
It's a collective mess, but Canada is the main source of that mess. He's the main problem. If there's a main problem with the team, you got to get rid of it. Canada on the team is literally like a virus. He's contagious.
He's poisoning everybody. He is. His play calling sucks. He's underutilizing everybody. Nobody has any confidence whatsoever when it comes to that offense.
Kenny Pickett literally said after the game, week in and week out, we're doing the same stuff, and nothing's happening. We got to do something. We got to do better.
So what does that tell you?
He literally admitted week in and week out it's the same. I mean, we already know. I mean, just watch the game. We already know. But he literally outwardly admitted same stuff every week.
So when is it going to be time for somebody to step up and fire this guy?
And then Tomlin wants to outright say, after halftime of the Eagles game, he wants to say, oh, this offense ain't a problem. We just got to clean up the flags. Get the fuck out of here, Tomlin.
Flags? He's associating our offensive failures with flags.
Put your foot down. Stop holding your friends so close to you, Tomlin. You're not coaching your friends. You're not coaching your family. You're coaching a National Football League football team. You're coaching a team in the Pittsburgh Steelers.
One of the most well-respected in NFL history. And
at least it has been. Now when teams look at us, they laugh at us.
And this guy is leading the charge with the new era. Why? 32nd dead last. Again, other teams have already been cut ties with him. We, however, still remain with him. There could still be time. He could still be cut. But I'm not anticipating it. None of us are anticipating it.
I mean, dude, this is what the bye week is for. To adjust, to make changes, to get healthier.
Well, they made changes.
Yeah, they made changes, but they need to make one more, and I'll be satisfied.
Right.
Fully satisfied.
I'm like, holy shit, the Steelers finally win something in the bye week.
Nah, because we're losing.
Our biggest win of the season.
We're losing 38-3 right now. And it's halftime.
38-3. We scored 3 points?
It's halftime. Oh, yeah, Boswell, he came back. He's good. Thank God.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, he's got to go, man. And eventually he will. Eventually he will, but he's got to go, earlier, sooner.
Somebody's got to put their foot down. Tomlin especially, but if not him, then
Art Rooney, man. Art Rooney.
Man.
People up top, they got to do their job as well.
Like I'm tired of seeing this guy, man.
I'll tell you right now, I don't think Dan Rooney would put up with this shit. So why is Art doing it?
Right.
Art's just there. Art's got to act like a true boss, like a true Rooney. He's got the name, but he's not acting like it.
He's not this guy.
No, he's not. He's not even the chief. Nowhere near the chief.
Oh, man.
It's sad, man. It's real sad.
It's sad because, we literally just got done talking about the trades we made, and we get into a depressing talk like that. But we had to say it, man.
That's the one thing dangling above, like, oh my God, look, the Steelers made good moves. They did something positive, but Matt Canada's the one dangling in front of our face.
God almighty.
He's the one blemish on the team. That's what he is.
I'm convinced that whenever he goes, there will be some certain change. I don't know how much change, but it can't get any worse, right? It cannot get any worse. I know we still need to build the O-line. In fact, the Steelers have done a poor job of doing that.
Yes.
In fact, getting back to the Chase Claypool talk a little bit, right? If the Steelers never drafted Chase Claypool and drafted our boy J.K. Dobbins out of the Ohio State that year, that would have opened the first-round pick for next year, which they ultimately took Najee. They could have taken Creed.
Yeah, they could have. And they still could have gone Patton in the second.
And he still could have went, personally, Quinn Miners in the third, not Kendrick Green. That bench warmer bum.
Hey, welcome to another episode of...
What could have been, and you can't predict the future, but Son of a bitch.
When we go back in time and could have fixed, your favorite football team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I suppose.
Hey, what could have been, but here we are. We just got to fix up these mistakes, man. Got to make these changes.
This is why I'm excited for the offseason, man. I know the offseason's still a couple weeks away, a couple months away.
Yeah.
But I want to see what Khan does with this team, man. I want to see what Khan and Waddle do with this team, with the new capital they acquired.
No, it's really promising. It's going to take the Steelers and Khan and Andy some time.
It's not going to be an overnight success. It's not going to be a 1-year rebuild. It's not. But let's see some significant upgrades in the offseason whenever that comes.
Yeah. And I'm convinced that's what's going to happen.
I hope so, man. That's my hope.
Because what Omar Khan did before preseason and right here, not playing around. Yep. And I admire that. I love that. Keep doing what you're doing, King Khan.
Yeah, seriously. But that's it, man. I suppose that'll do it for the stream tonight, man. Let's get into the chat a little bit, see what you guys are talking about before we get on out of here for this Tuesday night, as the trade deadline is officially now. And it was a wild day. A lot of news going around, especially for our beloved Pittsburgh Steelers.
Literally left and right.
And I hope the news isn't over for us. And throughout the week, we can get something else to be excited about. Wink, wink.
We'll see, though.
Chase was ranked or rated number 9 slot receiver, not bad. Offensive coordinator has to take responsibility, 6'4", 230. Yeah, you're right. Claypool was underutilized. I'm not going to deny that. But there's also issues with Claypool, the football player. He's not using his size. He's inconsistent. He's clumsy. He has no hands or inconsistent hands.
Inconsistent hands at that, yeah.
Which is why, again, we're not putting all the blame on Canada. It's a collective mess from everybody. But, the forefront goes to the coaching, man.
Yeah.
It's just simple as that. Speaking of the O-line, that's where our assistant GM comes into play. He helped build the Eagles O-line. He drew up the board. Yeah, Andy Waddle. You see the Eagles O-line now, man. He built that. He built that entire house.
Yeah, he did. And it's one of the reasons why they're undefeated, which gives me hope for the future for the team.
Yep. Thoughts on Roquan Smith?
Yeah, Roquan Smith is now a Baltimore Raven.
And it goes to show you that Patrick Queen's days in Baltimore are numbered, man. That's unfair. But let me ask you something. How the hell are you going to play Lamar? How are you going to pay Lamar?
When you got to pay Roquan.
He wants $20 million.
One of those guys is getting a franchise tagged, and I think that's Lamar.
Right.
The Ravens put him in that situation. It would help Lamar maybe if you got a receiver. Oh, that's right, you did. You got 35-year-old Deshaun Jackson. Jeez, I'm really shaking in my boots.
Yeah, right. If we were 6-2, would you guys be mad at Canada? Jets game, quarterback interception. Dolphins game, quarterback interception. Even when we were like 6-2 or 11-0, we were still questioning the offensive game plan from, at the time, Randy Fichtner, and it's still the same.
Yeah. It's no different.
Yes, we would. Just because
we're winning. Oh, playoffs are upon us.
That doesn't mean anything. The point of a football team is to upgrade, is to get better.
And we saw...
To do better than last week.
Yeah.
If you don't have that mentality, why are you in the sport?
And during that 11-0 season, and even last year, we saw the same stuff week in and week out. It's like, bro, you're eventually going to get caught. People are going to understand, what you're doing, and look what happened.
Exactly.
Look what happened.
Electric Visual says, we fleeced the Bears, got a high second-round pick for a guy that's not top 35 at his position. I thought he was top 3.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
That's what he told us. He told us he was
the Bears traded for a top 3 wide receiver.
We did it.
Congratulations,
Oh, my God,
Bears.
man. We're in shambles.
You did it. You got Justin Fields' guy, man.
We're in shambles. We traded a top 3 receiver. Not again. It's not like we can't replace him. It's not like we didn't draft the other guy's replacement in the 3rd round, and then he's still our number 1, and we just extended him. Oh, my God. We're fucked, dude.
Yeah, it's not like we have a guy right now that that fell in the 2nd round.
Why do we do that, man?
I don't know.
So I'm getting the idea you guys think Claypool sucks. We didn't say Claypool sucks. It's just he's not the Claypool. He's not the big Clay.
No, we never said that. We just said, the talent is there, bro. It's the fact that he has inconsistencies in his in his play style.
Which again makes me wonder, how the hell did Khan snag a second?
The Bears took the chance on a 24-year-old 6'4", 235-pound wide receiver because they need one.
Right.
They needed one for Fields.
Chase announced his replacement at the draft. He did. He did.
Wow.
That takes me back to when Juju was drafted. when Martavis Bryant said, that's Sammy Coach replacement, not mine. He replaced he replaced everybody. It wasn't a great replacement, but he replaced literally everybody. Can we trade Canada? I wish. If we could, immediately. I would trade him for empty beer cans. I would trade him for a rotten pumpkin at this point. I would trade him for candy corn. I'd trade him for one of those marshmallow peanut-looking nasty things.
Marshmallow peanut-looking nasty
I don't know.
thing?
What the fuck do you call them?
I don't know what.
Or those strawberry treats that you can never see anywhere, but somehow they pop up every damn Easter and Christmas and Thanksgiving. I'd trade for those.
As long as he gets out of here, screw it. I'd trade him for...
I'd trade him for a Netflix...
subscription?
I'd trade him for a Twitter subscription. I'm not even joking.
I'd trade him for a broken mirror.
A broken mirror.
I can replace the glass. No biggie. Just get Canada out of here, man. Honestly. Get him out of here. He needs to go. What's the point of, like I said earlier, what's the point of waiting?
You know, it's nothing personal, but I really dislike Canada. I'm almost at the point where I want to hate him, but I can't hate him just based on his football mind. You know,
there's no way to defend this guy. His playbook, his scheme, his style, it doesn't work.
It sucks.
It's outdated. It don't work.
Everything on this team is outdated.
That's college shit. That ain't gonna work. Jet sweeps.
Execution is the problem. It's a little bit of the problem, man. A little bit. But when you're not scheming to throw the football over the middle or 30 yards down the field, you're asking to lose.
Yeah.
When every single pass is within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, you're not asking for success. You're literally quitting. The way he schemes up the offense is the worst I've ever seen it. It's getting worse every year. It's absolutely terrible.
How do you expect the players to go out there and do the same stuff week in and week out and expect success?
Right.
That's impossible.
Draft Will Anderson or trade back in the draft. Will Anderson would be great, and I would absolutely draft him if he's best player available, which ultimately he would be. He's probably the best player coming into this entire draft class next year.
He might be number 1 overall.
Maybe. Him and TJ Watt would be deadly. But
I don't know. I think I'd trade back, get more picks.
I would.
Buff up this team completely.
They need to do something different. They can't just sit still and take whoever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
They need to trade back, get more capital, and get as much talent as possible because the amount of holes on this team is too goddamn many.
Mm-hmm.
Corner, linebacker, offensive line, defensive line.
Yeah.
Am I missing anything?
Not at the moment.
Edge depth.
Yeah, definitely edge
For
depth.
the love of Pete.
Safety depth, maybe.
Safety depth. Liberty.com says, good riddance, Claypool. Now draft time. Let's get some dogs on O-line and Hayward replacement on D. Also a good cornerback. Yeah, I love that, man. I would love that. I'm really hoping for O-line, D-line, or corner.
Yeah, either of those guys, man. Based off where we are, like if the season ended right now, I'd take 3 of these guys, and that's cornerback Keely Ringo out of Georgia, Jalen Carter, defensive tackle out of Georgia, and I would take, or I would take Paris Johnson Jr., left tackle out of
Not Joey
Ohio
Porter
State.
Jr.?
I don't think he's that early. Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. I don't think he's that early. Maybe if we trade back, then all right.
Maybe he falls out the second, or maybe falls out the first round. We snag him with the pick we got from the Bears.
I would love that.
Or better yet, maybe we draft a franchise left tackle and a guard right next to him.
We could do that too, because
we have 3 picks in the top 45 as we stand right now.
Yeah, we do.
How many? When was the last time we had that?
I couldn't
It was
tell.
barely enough. We had 2 picks in there.
I couldn't tell you, dude. You expect me to know? I don't know.
I'm saying, man, having this early capital is different. Y'all saying good riddance now. If the guy goes crazy, I better not hear y'all complain because this is what y'all wanted. It's Chicago.
We're the Steelers at wide receiver.
Yeah.
We're fine.
Yeah, I'm not shaking in my boots right now.
Like, if he goes to Chicago and bursts onto the scene, I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. I'm not going to be upset like, no!
Let me say this. Him and Mooney are going to be nice together if the offense over there starts actually getting going, if they get a line for Fields. Because I know Fields still has his issues. He's inconsistent. His accuracy is not there.
Yeah.
But the talent is there. So for Chicago, they have the tools around them. They got a great ground game. They got some decent receivers. They have a franchise quarterback that they want to build around. Fix the damn line.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what we need to do, right? We got 2 capable running backs. We got a good receiving core. We got a great tight end. We have a a great rookie quarterback we're trying to build around. Build the damn line.
That's what they need to do.
That's
got to be one of their main focuses for free agency and the draft.
On both sides of the ball. Who takes Claypool's spot? For this year, probably Steven Sims.
Yeah, more likely Sims. As a matter of fact, looking back at the Philly game, you saw he got a lot of playing time.
Yeah.
I mean, they were mainly on jet sweeps and reverses and stuff like that.
The Matt Canada specials. But, yeah.
I think he's got some solid hands.
Sims or Boykin, but I think this really opens up more targets for Pickens and Muth and Warren.
Yeah, definitely.
I think
as they should. They deserve more targets.
Right.
If they can get open, if they're utilized properly.
Offensive tackle from Penn State, I love him too.
Yeah, that guy as well. I can't think of his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Even the kid from Northwestern. It's stacked at positions that we need this year. We got to capitalize with the capital we got. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving what Khan's doing. Now, can we actually just make a move for the coaching staff so I can enjoy my bye week without wondering, oh, shit, we face the Saints after this week. We still got Canada. Well,
Tyrann Mathieu may have a field day. Who knows?
Right.
Or Cameron Jordan. That's for next week.
Trade Mitch for a 4th and DJ for a 3rd. If we got a 2nd for Claypool, DJ is worth a 1st by that logic.
But especially with the contract he got.
Yeah, really.
Pretty much.
But that's the problem. We're not going to get that much for DJ because of his contract.
No.
But obviously we can't trade nobody till next year because the trade deadline is here. And thus, yeah, there you have it.
Yeah, nobody else is going anywhere. Whoever's here. The only time they leave is if they're released.
Sorry to burst your bubble, but the Steelers play man-to-man more than any other NFL team but one, so Jackson is a great pickup. I haven't noticed much man-to-man. I've noticed a lot of zone this year, and it's really hurt us. Jackson is a man-to-man guy. Maybe that's why it was a scheming problem in Washington.
Possibly.
But in this scheme, it's still a similar pattern with Terrell Austin. I'm hoping we play some man-to-man. We're better when we play man-to-man.
Yeah, we are.
Like, get in their faces and play some, play press.
Yeah.
Play some football.
I don't get it.
I'm still going to hold my breath on, what's it called?
William Jackson.
Yes.
Yeah.
$2 super chat from Liberty. Liberty says William Jackson is a good cornerback and man. I agree. I even say that about Witherspoon last year. He was really good in man. He preached, let's play more man. And when he did, he earned a contract. Unfortunately, he's not really living up to it.
I don't know what happened to Witherspoon.
Right.
I don't know what happened to him. He's done.
Austin had surgery, guys. Check his Instagram. Yeah, he's out for the year.
Yeah.
He'll be back next year, though. We can play more man-to-man when TJ returns. That would be the plan. That would be the idea.
Yeah, it should be. I hope so. Terrell Austin, let's do it.
Right. Twins, people need to stop criticizing Kenny. He's still learning about the NFL, and this is what happened with Joe Burrow. He did bad that year. Then next year he took his team to the Super Bowl. Well, Burrow also didn't have a lot around him as well. And you see what he's doing now. I mean, not yesterday, but yeah.
Yeah, yesterday was bad.
Yesterday was bad.
But, yeah, I mean, Pickett's a rookie, man. No one's going to burst onto the scene immediately and put on a show.
Right. I mean, he's
yes, he's made mistakes and stuff like that.
He's having the rookie errors. He's not playing good right now. Let's just face it. Pickett's not playing good right now, but it's not all Pickett. He's a rookie. You got to have low standards for rookie quarterbacks, at least right now.
Yeah.
The fun part of this season right now is to see his progression week to week. I keep saying it. I'm going to keep saying it until the season's over.
Yeah. He's still transitioning to the NFL. He's still learning the ropes, stuff like that. This stuff happens with players.
Yep. It happens sometimes, man.
Give the guy time. Don't jump. It's too early to jump to conclusions knowing that he's our starter for at least the next 2 years.
Not every quarterback's going to come onto the scene incredibly.
No.
So give it time, man. Give it time with Kenny Pickett. We need to protect and get the run game going. Agreed, Dante. 100% agreed.
And that's another thing. When it comes to after the bye week, I've noticed Pickett's throwing the ball so many freaking times for a rookie when he doesn't need to. And I understand some of that's garbage time and stuff like that, but...
And the defense doesn't help putting the ball in his hands.
No, but...
Even though some of that is also the scheming's issue.
You don't have to... Still, it doesn't mean that you got to have Pickett constantly throw the ball like 30 or 35 times a game.
You got to get him, like Kara said, get him comfortable, get him confident. The way to do that is the way we've always won football games, and it's the way I thought we were going to go in this year, seeing how we took a first-rounder in Najee and then built the defense with the highest paid in the league.
Yeah.
I know Watt's injury kind of hurt that, and so did our lack of upgrading the offensive line so far. But get to that, man. Just get back to how we won football games.
Experiment that a little bit. You're getting Watt back. William Jackson's in addition. You're getting guys healthier back on the defensive line. Rely on them when you have to, like you always did.
Yep.
And for the offense, use Warren more since he's the more effective running back.
Agreed.
Behind this offensive line, Najee's not doing much, but Warren's somehow, some way managing to get yardage.
Agreed.
He's managing to get down the field. Use that guy more.
Agreed, 100%.
You can still find ways to be effective, and you don't have to rely on... You hit the camera. You don't have to rely on Kenny Pickett throwing the ball several times a game.
Right.
That's not necessary. I think that can actually mess up a guy's confidence in that way, too.
It does. It already is. He's not comfortable out there.
I don't know how anybody can be with the situation we're in.
Right.
You could get Josh Allen in here. I don't think it'll make that much of a difference.
Really?
With this system? Like, if he was to learn under this system?
Oh, I mean, if you're saying, like, if Josh Allen were to learn under this, and
that's what I'm saying, under this system. Josh Allen wouldn't be Josh Allen.
Right, but obviously Josh Allen and the system that he was built in under the ball in Buffalo, and you see what the ball's doing with New York.
Yeah. But this system ain't working, and it's not working for Pickett.
That's the difference between elite and bad teams. We are a bad team.
Bad. Very bad team.
From everywhere. Pittsburgh Rick says, Pickett's a damn rookie, give him a chance, and we should have got William Jackson when the draft happened.
Yeah, we should have.
But obviously...
He was the guy, but Cincinnati was butthurt because they lost the playoff game.
Yeah. Yeah, they took him one pick before us. God, we were all...
You know what's funny? Both picks didn't even work out for both teams. Artie Burns, he was a worse selection than freaking William Jackson, but the Bengals didn't even keep the guy.
No, they didn't.
But now we got him. And we faced the Bengals, I can't remember what week.
A couple weeks.
Yeah, we faced them a second time. So, in Pittsburgh.
We'll see if Chase comes back for that.
I don't know. We'll see. But William Jackson, if he can stay healthy, it looks like he's going to be going up against his former team with their biggest rival.
That's a big task to ask for, but we'll see what the guys got. Liberty with a $5 says Hurst had so much time to throw the ball. That's how he had so many passes. KP8 never gets that chance. No, you're right. No. I mean the O-line's just it's rough, man. It's a collective mess. It is. This offense is just poor.
Yeah.
The more I talk about it, the more depressed I get.
Yeah, a lot of changes still.
Yeah.
We're making changes slowly but surely, and I'm liking that we're doing that, but there's still a lot more we got to take care of.
Right.
And as the season goes on and as we slowly but surely get into the offseason for the Steelers, continue to make those changes.
Yep.
Do what's right for this rebuild that we are in.
Yeah. We're approaching an hour, so we're going to get out of here for the night, and I appreciate every single one of you that tuned in late for our reactions and our thoughts on Chase Claypool getting traded to the Chicago Bears for a second-rounder. How Omar Khan did that, I have no idea.
Because he's a menace.
Because he's a wizard.
He is a wizard.
He's a wizard, man. Omar Khan strikes again, and he also traded for William Jackson III from the Commanders. No risk whatsoever in that trade. We'll see what he's got.
It's about time he got here.
It is. But there you have it. Those are the Steelers' breaking news trade deadline moves, man. And there you have it.
Unbelievable. Waking up this morning, me and Dan, and I'm sure a lot of you guys in the chat did not see the Steelers making any sort of moves, trading away a player, trading for a player, or seeing much to happen with the NFL trade deadline today. But 2 o'clock Eastern came around, and my God. Just all at once coming right at you.
It went haywire. And it goes to show you that, hey, Omar Khan's not here to play around.
Well, the Steelers now.
He's here to, set a different precedence. And he already is, which is great.
It's been a wild day.
It has, and we're going to close it out so you guys enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of your week. It is the Steelers bye week. Enjoy it. We do not have to watch Steelers football. And for once, I'm relieved. I am.
Thank God.
I am actually relieved we don't have to watch Steelers football.
We need a vacation.
That's how low this team has gotten me.
We need a vacation.
We all need a vacation. So you guys enjoy the bye week. Other than that, I suppose that'll do it tonight. All you guys that joined us tonight, you guys are incredible. Appreciate every single last one of yins. You guys just take it easy. It is November now. October is gone. Halloween ends. And
at this moment of time, Mariah Carey is thawing out.
Yes, she is. So beware of Mariah Carey out there. It's November, man. We're getting around to Thanksgiving holiday. So, again, take it easy, man. And sooner or later, we'll have to watch Steelers football again. But you guys enjoy it. And I'm going to stop talking because I'm just going to keep talking.
I'll just do the outro. I think you said enough. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later.
Peace!